Thank you. So this isn't weird, right? I'm sorry to disappoint. This will not have much to do with Go. But I thought it would be fun to go back in time and remind ourselves what development looked like in 1995. Not that I remember any of it, because I was born there, but I was like 6 years old. But I found it interesting. So hopefully this will be a nice blast from the past for some of you, or like a nice weird thing to find out today for those of you who don't remember any of this. So I'm Kat, and we'll also see the good old Clippy throughout, helping us out. Actually, we won't see him because he was born in 1996. Sorry. So let's start with planning. Well, back then, planning, well, you could argue planning didn't exist because Agile didn't exist. Scrum just about came out, probably wasn't very popular yet. We could use waterfall, but nobody likes that, so let's just skip over planning. Now, what IDEs do we have available? Well, this is Vi, which came out in 1976. Can we do better than that? Anybody recognize this? This is Emacs. It came out 1984. Next up, we have Notepad. Came up 1985. This one, anybody recognize this one? You probably all use this one, a version of this one these days. This is Vim. This is version 3.0, which came out in 1994. And then we have Pico, which came out 1992. And then something called Acme, which came out 1993. We have MS-DOS Edit. That was 1995 exactly. Now, we didn't have Nano. That actually was, Nano is Pico improved. So kind of like Vim for Vi. Nano came out 1999. NetBeans, Eclipse, none of those existed. NetBeans actually came out 1996, so not that while later. Eclipse was 2001. No Text Wrangler, no Sublime, no Atom, no VS Code, none of that. Actually, the Vermeer front page, which later became MS front page, which I remember using, that came out in 1995. So we can just about use that one, maybe. Right. What browsers do we have to deal with and code for? Well, browser choice was pretty poor back then. We had IE 1 and 2. 1 is on the left, 2 is on the right. So IE 1 came out August 1995. IE 2 came out November 1995. And then we have Netscapes, which used to be Mosaic Netscape. So in 1995, we had Netscape Navigator 1 and 2 as well. Everything else came later. So programmers up to 1997 were geniuses because Google didn't exist until 1997. Neither did Stack Overflow. So I don't know how people coded back then. But fear not. If we get stuck, we can search on web crawler, which still keeps going till today. I think AOL bought it out and keeps it going. And then we have Lycos or Alta Vista to search. And actually, Yahoo started out in 1995. So there was no ask.com. Somebody mentioned it to me yesterday. That was 1996, so a year too late. Right. What language are we going to make our website in? Obviously, there's no Golang. There was PHP, JS. So PHP just about came out. It came out June 1995. There was no CSS, so we can't use CSS. CSS came out 1996. But we're going to keep it simple, and we're going to just use pure HTML 2.0. So idiomatic thinking here. So let's get to it, shall we? Well, first things first, we need to put the under construction GIF. There it is, capital tags as well. Then, we need to add some iframes. Obviously, it was all about the iframes. So I'm not going to bother you with this code, but basically we have two iframes now, main and menu, which looks a bit boring. So let's add some colors, because modern websites are just sleek and boring and black and white, so let's just add all the colors. That seemed to be the thinking back then. So there we go. We add some backgrounds. Here we are. So we have tiled backgrounds as well. That was a thing. So the Gophers are tiled. Right, next up. We add a Java, you will see this later in action, but we have to have the ripple effect. So that was a Java applet that used to add. So there it is on the left. And now my favorite tag, which is the marquee. Yay! Right. And also, we have to spell it like the hacksters back then. It had to be like capital, lowercase, capital, lowercase. So we fixed the marquee. Then we need to add a GIF, a moving GIF, because websites back then were full of moving GIFs. So there it is. It's going to be one. You'll see it in a minute. And then obviously, we have to have some JavaScript alerts. The pop-up hail, which some of you might remember, some of you might not. So just a simple JavaScript alert like this. Got it on now, on load. And then Gopher, which is a protocol which then was kind of overtaken. So it kind of came out at the same time. It's kind of considered to be the predecessor of the World Wide Web. And HTTP just turned out to be more popular. So HTTP took over in the late 90s. But Gopher came out in mid-1991, and it's basically a different protocol to share files and documents. And I just thought it's fun because it's called Gopher. So the only website that today serves Gopher files is the University of Illinois, and they just serve weather forecasts. So I put a link to that. Obviously, can't leave without knowing who's been to our website, so we've got to add some counters. And also WoW files in the background music that will obviously start playing right away, and you will not be able to turn it off. Last but not least, garnished with some browser recommendation info. Not that you had any other choice back then, but there you go. Right. This is like ugly enough for now, I think. Let's just ship it. So there was no SVN, there was no Git. The only thing was CVS, but that was such a pain to deal with that let's just skip over that. Let's just ship it. So gotta get on the phone first. And now we can connect to our website to upload it. Yeah, my friend did a wonderful transcription of this. So what do we use to upload the website? Well, we're going to use an FTP client. I love the MS-DOS version of that. There was no FileZilla, for example. That was 2001. So gotta go old school FTP. Or we could just put it on GeoCities, maybe. Either way, that website, if my mouse goes over to the other side, oh, it's on the other screen. Anyway, I just wanted to show this. Anyway,
come on, you can do it.
I don't know how to.
Come on. Come on, Cat.
Where is my mouse?
I'm trying so hard not to play off the stage.
I do, but like.
It's taking my entire body. You can do this. Come on, Cat.
But
Show them the website.
But I don't know where the mouse is. No, I got it. Oh, I just got it. But
sorry,
anyway,
Cat.
I'll tweet it out. You can come and have a look. Yeah, I'll tweet it out.